good morning to everyone. Our group today going to present about the comparative study on annual report of industrial product and consumer. Okay, for the industrial product, our group choose Spritzer Sedia Berhad as an industrial product and Maxi Sedia Berhad as a consumer. Okay, my name is ABDUL with ABDUL GANI, so I'm going to present on the business and economy literature review on the industry. For the industrial production in Malaysia increased by the 2.3% year-on-year in September 2018, following a 2.2% gain in the prior month and slightly above market expectation of 2.2%. So the industry includes companies whose sales originate from the manufacturing of material into goods and services. So industry companies also do not represent a single industry in terms of product produced, though they are often considered to be those companies that produce and manufacture products for various industries in Malaysia. The contribution of industry has become a significant boost to the Malaysian economy. So next is for the consumer sector. The service sector play a very critical role in the development and growth of any country. The service sector, also known as the tertiary sector, is the most important sector in Malaysian economy. Services are defined as intangible goods in the conventional economic literature. The tertiary sector of economy provide the services to business and consumer. In general, a service sector contributes 20% of total export toward the economy. In Malaysia, according to the SME Corporation Malaysia, service sector comprises of several subsectors, which is private education, telecommunication, finance, healthcare, insurance, restaurant and accommodation, wholesale and retail, trade and professional and business and services. Next, we will look at the background of the company. For the Maxi Sedia Berhad, Maxi Sedia Berhad is a leading company which providing telecommunication services in Malaysia. Maxi is providing a full set of services on various platforms to fully satisfy the demand of telecommunication for individuals, small company and large organizations such as mobile fixed line, prepaid line and internet broadband. Maxi Berhad also engaged in internet communication, broadband services, mobile communication and fixed line. It has many segments the company operates, such as the enterprise fixed service, mobile service, home services, international gateway services and others. All these segments also include the minor segment in it. Next is the Spritzer Sedia Berhad. Spritzer Sedia Berhad is a company which consists of 8 subsidiaries. It operates to the following segment, which is manufacturing, trading and others. So for the manufacturing segment, it produces natural mineral water, carbonate flavored water, distilled water, drinking water, non-carbonated flavored water, polyethylene, PET preform, PET bottles, caps and toothbrushes. And for the trading segment, it sells bottled water and other consumer products. The other segment focuses on investment property holding. The company was founded on May 26 and is headquartered in Taiping, Malaysia.
Okay, hi, my name is HANAFI bin Omar. Okay, I would like to present about the FAR660, which is revenue from contracts with customer. Okay, for the Spritzer, the group and the company will elect the modified retrospective approach upon adoption of FAR15 with all financial impact, if any, adjusted at the transition date January 1, 2018. Which also serves as the Maxis, which is the group intends to adopt the standards using the full retrospective approach, requiring the restatement of comparative presented in the financial statements. Okay, next for the FAR2, which is share-based payment. For the Spritzer, the fair value of the employee services received in exchange for the grants of the shares and or options is recognized as expenses with a corresponding entry to reserve over the vesting period. Okay, for the Maxis, where the group and the company pay for the service of employees using the share options and shares. The fair value of the share options, share grants and share acquired in exchange for the services of the employees are recognized as an employee benefit, expenses in statement profit or loss over the vesting period with a corresponding increase in equity. Okay, for the FAR119, which is employee benefits, for the Spritzer, wages, salaries, paid annual leave, bonuses and social security contributions are recognized as expenses in the period in which the associate service are rendered by employees of the group. Okay, the short-term accumulating compensated absence such as paid annual leave are recognized when service are rendered by the employees that increase their entitlement to future compensated absence. For the short-term non-accumulating compensated absence such as sick leave are recognized when the absence occur. Okay, next for the maxis, wages, salaries, paid annual leave, bonuses and non-monetary benefit that are expected to settle wholly within 12 months after the end of the period in which the employees render the related service are recognized in respect of employee service up to the end of the reporting period and are measured at the amounts expected to be paid when the liabilities are settled. Okay, the group recognize the provision where contractually obliged or where there is a past practice that has created a constructive obligation. Okay, next for the MFRS 126, which is accounting and reporting by retirement benefit plan. Okay, for the split-reserve, the group makes statutory contribution to approved provident funds and the contribution are charged to P&L as incurred. The approved provident funds are defined contribution plans. Once the contribution have been paid, there are no future payment obligations. Okay, for the maxis, the group's contribution to defined contribution plans are just in the SOPL in the period to which they are relayed. Okay, once the contribution have been paid, the group has no future payment obligation. The group recognizes a provision when an employee has provided service in exchange for employee benefit to be paid in the future. Okay, when the contribution to a defined contribution plan are not expected to be settled wholly before 12 months at the end of the reporting period in which the employees render the related service, they shall be discounted to present value.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning I wish to everyone. So I am Fikri. I'm going to present to you about the MFRS 9, which is about the financial instrument. So I'm here, I would like to present to you about the similarities between the maxis and split-reserve in terms of MFRS 9. So based on the classification, financial assets are classified as current assets except for maturities greater than 12 months after the reporting date, in which case they are classified as non-current asset. So there are a lot of similarities of maxis and split-reserve based on MFRS 9, which is recognition and measurement. The first one, based on the financial assets, we can see financial assets in this category are initially recognized at fair value plus transaction costs that are directly attributable to the acquisition of the financial asset and subsequently at fair value. Any gain or losses from changes in fair value of the financial assets are recognized in the OCI, which is other comprehensive income. So secondly, we see in equity, both of the companies which is in the equity instrument is a measure for which the fair value cannot reliably measured are recognized at cost less accumulated impairment loss. Thirdly, we can see the financial, in terms of financial liabilities, these two companies are measured at fair value through profit or loss. Other financial liabilities and financial guarantee contracts, the management determines the classification of financial liabilities at initial recognition. The group and the company do not hold any financial liability carried at fair value through profit or loss except for derivative financial instrument and financial guarantee contracts. Number 4, we see in other financial liabilities, it is initially recognized at fair value plus transaction costs that are directly attributable to the acquisition of the financial liability and subsequently carried at amortized cost using the effective interest method. So in this, the changes in the carrying value of these liabilities are recognized in the statement of profit or loss. Number 5, we can see both companies actually has the same derecognition of financial assets and financial liabilities. So number 1, financial assets are recognized when the risks and rewards relating to the financial assets have expired or have been fully transferred or have been partially transferred with no control over the same. Number 2, financial liabilities are derecognized when the liability either discharged, cancels, expired, or has been restructured with substantially different terms. And for number 6, derivative, both companies have the same measurement. So In this case, we can see derivatives are initially recognized at fair value on the date of the derivative contract is entered into and are subsequently remeasured at their fair value at each reporting date. A derivative financial instrument is carried as an asset when the fair value is positive and as liability when the fair value is negative. The accounting for subsequent changes in fair value depends on whether the derivative is designated as a hedging instrument, and if so, the nature of the item being hedged. So we can see here, Maxis and Spritzer have also the differences in terms of impairment. So based on MFRS 9, for the measurement for impairment, we can see Maxis for financial asset, it is carried at amortized cost. The amount of the impairment loss recognized is the difference between the assets carrying amount and the present value of the estimated future cash flow, discounted at the financial assets original effective interest rate. So basically, we can see in the Spritzer, which MFRS 9 introduced an expected credit loss model on impairment that replaced the incurred loss impairment model used in the MFRS 139. The ECL model is forward-looking and eliminates the need for a trigger event to have occurred before credit losses are recognized. It applies to financial assets classified at amortized cost, that instruments measured at fair value in OCI. So we can see in disclosure, MFRS 7, both company has differences. So first, for Maxis, the fair value of the financial assets, financial liabilities, and derivative financial instruments is estimated for recognition and measurement for disclosure purposes. But for Spritzer, the fair value of long-term financial liabilities are included in level 2 category of the fair value hierarchy in accordance with MFRS 7 financial instruments disclosure and have been determined by the present value of future cash flow, estimated and discounted using the current interest rates for similar instrument at the end of the reporting period. There is no material difference. There is no material difference between the carrying amount and the estimated fair values of these financial liabilities as of the end of reporting period. So we can see for Maxis, we can see in the MFRS 132, which is on the presentation, Maxis has, it is stated in this financial statement. It consists of financial assets and also financial liabilities. This is the presentation of Maxis, and this is for a financial instrument for presentation for Spritzer. As we can see here, both have the same categories such as the financial assets and financial liabilities. With that, thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone, especially to Madam. So my name is SHAUQI, SHAUQI. So I will present about the corporate social responsibility and environmental issue part. So for Maxis, there are two parts. P is a medium priority and high priority. So they also consist of sustainable priority part, which are sustainable business practice, engaged employee, connected, the unconnected, and environmental consciousness. So the example of contract social responsibility for Maxis is channel utilization. So customer are gaining greater control of their accounts and services. They can decide how, when, and from where they interact with Maxis via mobile applications. So the example of the application channel utilization provided by Maxis are My Maxis app, business solution showcase at Maxis Center nationwide, My Maxis business app, and Hotlink Hero dealer apps. So for health and safety, so Maxis employees and partners are assured to a safe working environment to their health safety environmental management system HSEMS. So in 2017, there are no facility reported. So the next one is engages employee. So Maxis value their multi-generational workforce. They continuously improve their talent and recruiting programs to ensure they have the capability to deliver on their ambition well into the future. So there are two programs provided by Maxis, which are Young Talent Programs and Advanced Talent Program. So for learning and development, Maxis continue to push their iGrow agenda, where they encourage their employees to develop and grow their career. A core part of their agenda is learn anytime, anywhere, where they provide a wide variety of digital learning solutions. So the next is giving back to the community. So Maxi recognized that giving back is also important part of how they make a difference to the community. So in 2017, they had 7 major activities where 300 employees came together to clock 2,400 volunteer hours. So the employees volunteered for E-Class, their digital learning program as facilitated and tweeted as well as their basic corporate responsibility initiative. So they are also keeping people connected during a flood happen. They help to reboot their lives. So this year, they have a clean in the school in Tasik, Gelugur, Penang, and also distributed school uniform to students in Rantau Panjang, Kelantan. So for Spritzer, the first one is Spritzer Eco Park. So Spritzer Eco Park is a recreational park situated inside in the 330 acres of greenery where our eco-friendly factory in Taipei located. So there is a facility provided in this park is 18-hole mini golf course, kids art and craft center and cafeteria. So this park, the public are welcome to enjoy the park. Visitor can also request for a factory tour during visit to the park. So the next one is Zumba. So weekly Zumba dance classes led by qualified instructor are held at Spritzer Eco Park for the employees and public, especially ladies, and it's free of charge. So public are invited to join the fine exercise every Wednesday from 6:30 PM until 7:30 PM. So for the blood donation campaign in September 2017, Spritzer for the third time organised with joint effort with Taiping Hospital in blood donation program held at the Spritzer Eco Park. So for Taiping Zoo Animal Program, Spritzer has adopted a 5 Indian bison which we call Seradang in Taiping Zoo. So the last is Kuala Lumpur SEA Games and Para Games. So Silver is a proud silver sponsor of Kuala Lumpur 2017. Besides cash in kind amounting to 700,000, Spritzer also participated in various activities at promoting green awareness, harmony and bringing Malaysia together to celebrate their sporting event. So for the environmental issue, Maxi's main concern is for energy use and efficiency within networks. So Maxis have improved their energy usage over the 3 years by implementing various energy efficiency initiatives at our base at Technical Operations Center. So in 2017, their average energy consumption has been reduced by 3%, even though their network increased in response to the customer data demands. So they also achieved this reduction by changing their 2G radio compact 2G and 3G radio. So the next one is reduce total carbon emissions. So Maxis are always looking at how they can mitigate the impact of their business operation to the environment. So besides keeping a close eyes on their consumption, electricity and fuel, they are also mindful of the greenhouse gas emission associated with their operations. So Maxis completed major renovation at 3 of their offices and 1 their warehouse in 2018. As a result, the reduction of 35% is power consumption is achieved. So for Spritzer, Spritzer has identified 3 sustainability matters and has continued to put effort in managing the risks and opportunities arising from this theme as stated below. The first one is sustainability supply chain, carbon emission, waste and energy consumption. So there are other ongoing green initiatives undertaken by Spritzer as follows. For example, packaging reduction and light weighting, uses of plastic PE material which is 100% recyclable as packaging, invest in innovative technology including advanced energy machinery and system in the manufacturing process, invest in process and resource efficiency management project, optimize transportation and logistics by engaging efficient effective delivery and distribution system in the effort to minimize fuel consumption and exploring the use of alternative fuel. So the last one is promote of recycling among consumers by organising green campaigns throughout the country to help raise public awareness on environment issue and importance of cycling. So that's all for me. Thank you.